Welcome back. This past week there have been many send-offs for Mark "Chopper" Reid. Through his stage shows, his books and a very successful feature film, he became Australia's favourite crook. But for all the mythology around Chopper, the truth is what he did in his lifetime was monstrous. Just 16 days before he died, I sat down with Mark Brandon Reid for his last ever interview. It quickly became a confessional in which he admitted in graphic detail to murdering 4 men. Beyond the brutal killings, what made his admission so chilling was his flippancy and his utter lack of remorse. The language is coarse, the subject matter confronting, just like the man himself.
8.5 inch butcher's knife there. Nice pick there. The Stanley blade there.
Mark "Chopper" Reid dished out and survived a lot of violence in his life.
Bullet hole back there.
His body is like a roadmap to hell and back. But suffering stage 4 liver cancer, he knows he's on a one-way journey.
Can you see that in the camera? That's the tumour. Look at that. That's a pretty big tumour, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a big tumour.
Look at the size of the bastard.
Oh, is that one thing you are frightened of?
Well, I don't like the look of it. I don't like the look of it. It's growing in my guts. I don't like the look of it. Oh, yeah.
Emotionally, how are you coping with the thought of dying?
Oh, it doesn't even hit me emotionally. It hasn't even. I don't even. You know, I haven't thought of dying. I don't think of lying in the grave and, you know, what's going on here, you know. I'd like to come back and see what all the fuss is going to be after I'm dead. Read a few of the papers and watch a few of the TV shows and listen to a few of the arty-farty debates, you know, that are going to be on after I'm dead. Was he or wasn't he a good writer? Was he or wasn't he a good artist? Was he or wasn't he a good singer?
Do you think there'll be a debate about whether you were a good or bad man?
Oh, there'll be a debate about that, yeah.
Is that debatable?
Oh, I suppose it's debatable, yeah.
There could be no more fitting place than Melbourne's Pentridge Prison for Chopper Reid's final interview. Now closed, Chopper spent nearly 20 years of his life inside these penitentiary walls. So, weeks from death, it was here he decided to finally come clean on a crime he has never been convicted of: murder. Tonight, he's admitting to 4 homicides. Well, are you prepared to tell the truth today?
Yeah, of course I am.
Why is that?
Because that's what it's all about. This is the last interview. The last picture show.
Does your word mean anything?
Don't question me about my bloody well word. That's all I'm saying to you. That's it. 4 is all you're getting, and that 4, that's it. 4, that's it. That's it. I haven't killed any more than that. And don't try to tell me, don't try to make out that I have.
I guess the point is, you have said in the past, you put a television camera in the room and you'll lie your head off.
Oh, yeah, of course I, yeah. Right. But I'm telling the truth now.
So, Mark, what happened to Desi Costello?
Well, Desi Costello was standing here. He was here.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you know, you're an imbecile, Des, you know. You're going to get it, you know. You're an imbecile. Fucking whack, bang.
Outside the Leinster Arms Hotel in Collingwood, Chopper is taking me through this bizarre reenactment of a murder 42 years ago.
Come on, put your hand up.
Right, this one?
Yeah, and then he went like that.
Right. It was an organised hit on Union heavy Desmond Costello. Chopper Reid was just 17 years of age, and this was his first murder. Who was this bloke?
Painter and docker. Yeah.
What was your involvement in his murder?
I was just the bloke that killed him.
Do you even remember why he had to die?
No, I can't really tell you why. I haven't got the faintest idea. I'm trying to think of something why. I haven't got the faintest or remotest idea why. You know, you start to get into the land of, oh, really, I don't really, why? I don't know why, and as I sit here now, I couldn't care less. Why?
Did why ever matter to you?
Why? It had nothing to do with it.
Did he see it coming?
Well, no, he didn't really see it coming, no. He didn't believe it was going to come, not from me. I was only a young kid, I was only 17 years old.
When you were about to shoot him, what did he say?
When I pulled the gun out, he said, "F off." You know? He said, "What are you going to do with that, Chopper?" I said, "What do you think?" And he said, "Go away." He said, "I'll smack you in the mouth. I'll take it off you and jam it up your ass," all that sort of stuff, you know. And so I just shot him. He started to insult me, you know.
But you were going to shoot him anyway, weren't
Well,
you?
yeah, but he was getting insulting, you know, saying that I wouldn't shoot him and he'd take the gun off me and stick it up my bum and all this sort of stuff, you know.
The pub's keg cellar became Des Costello's temporary tomb.
Down he's gone.
When you threw... Why are you laughing?
Down he goes.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
And you thought he was dead?
Yeah. Dead as a doornail as far as I was concerned.
But he wasn't, was he?
Well, the next morning he was still a bit of a cackle.
So what did you do then?
Step on his throat. We just went like that. Just took a bloody, just a bit of a. That's all it took.
Did you know that you had that in you then?
Yeah, of course I did. Yeah.
Blasé and brutal, the 17-year-old chopper and an accomplice carried the body of Desmond Costello a few blocks to dump it here, in the shadow of what locals call the Collingwood Shot Tower. Police found his body, they just never found his murderer. Were you surprised that you got away with it?
No,
Why?
there's no one around. No. This is 5:30 in the bloody, whatever it was, morning in 1971 in Collingwood.
So you don't think anyone saw you?
Well, if they did see us, they turned their head quickly and went the other way.
So what turned 17-year-old Chopper Reid into a killer, the son of a soldier and a religious mother? As a young boy, he was sexually assaulted, later teased and beaten up at school, spent time in foster care, and was even committed to psychiatric hospitals. What do you reckon has made you who you are, Mark?
I don't know.
But do you think that anything in your past, the fact that you yourself were attacked as a 5-year-old or 6-year-old and raped, do you think, the fact that you were in an orphanage for a time, do you think the fact that your dad loved guns and you described him as mad, do you think that shaped you?
I've never stopped to analyse I've never stopped to analyse it. I've never dwelled on it or given it any great thought. What makes me tick? It amuses me when other people say, "Oh, I know you." Why is that? "Oh, I've spent so much time with you. I know you." We don't know what makes anyone tick. Everyone's a mystery to everyone, and everyone is a mystery to themselves, I believe.
But the violence, and
What violence?
the absolute fascination with guns, where did that come from?
What violence? There's no violence in shooting someone. There's no violence. There's no blood spurting out all over the kitchen and
Yeah, but you've told me you've probably stabbed up to a dozen people. You've jumped on people's heads. You've done. I mean, you're violent, Mark.
No, oh God, there's violence and then there's violence.
Only weeks before his death, Chopper still had the energy to theatrically make his chilling point.
Is that camera following me? You put the mouth on the side of the gutter there, and you get them to open their mouth along the edge of the gutter. And you stand back and you go, smash the back of the head, right on the edge of the gutter. Bang, that's violent. That's violent. You start seeing the blood roll out, that's violent. That's an act of violence. And you're starting on an act of violence there. That's getting towards an act of violence, in my book.
Coming up,
My enemy didn't even like being in jail. I loved it.
Chopper's life on the inside.
Got the ear like that and he's gone. I said, "What are you doing?" He said, I'm trying to be gentle, mate.
And justice, Chopper style.
It was up to me to kill him.
That's next on 60 Minutes. Welcome back to 60 Minutes and the final ever interview with Mark Chopper Reid. In the eyes of the courts, Chopper was a violent criminal. For many admirers, he was much more than that. Larrikin, showman, comedian. And he loved playing to the crowd, by his own admission, embellishing his crimes as part of the Chopper Roadshow. But tonight, he insists he's telling the truth to set the record straight. You're about to hear the details of 2 more murders he committed, but for which he was never convicted. As always with Chopper, the language and the subject matter are explicit.
How do you think the other prisoners would see you?
They hate my guts. I'm as popular as a pork chop in a synagogue.
There has never been a crim quite like Chopper Reid. Articulate, charismatic and funny, here was a man only too willing to shine a light on Australia after dark.
The criminal world is controlled by blood and guts. It always has been controlled by blood and guts. It always will be controlled by blood and guts.
It's hard to believe you spent something like 23 and a half years in places like this.
7.5 years in a place like this and 5 years down at Risdon Prison, Tasmania.
Bar a few months, this was Chopper's home from his late teens to middle age. Yeah, but you put a bed in here and there's not much room.
A bed and a plastic bucket for a toilet, a plastic bottle full of water and a roll of toilet paper. That's what you got. And
While Chopper was never convicted for murder, he did time for violent crimes, armed robbery, assaults, arson, kidnapping. And on the inside, he was just as violent. As leader of the notorious Overcoat Gang, he declared war on his rivals.
What would motivate you to get involved in that gang war?
Well, I just didn't like the faces of the people of the opposition. They when I arrived in B Division, they seemed to have everything under control. They were making all the home brews and getting all the dope in and organising everything and running around the place like kingpins. And so I thought I'd rectify the situation. And we had some homemade axes made up down the engineer's shop, and it was me and a couple of other friends. I made them wear overcoats, and we had axes up our sleeves, and we went around and dealt with the situation.
So you're not going to get me then, Keithy?
You're not worth doing any more time over here, Megan.
Oh, Keithy, you get off on self-defence. All you got to do is kill me, present me psychiatric records to the court. There's not a jury in the land that will convict you.
The gang war was so extreme and Chopper so enigmatic, they made the movie Chopper. He in turn became an international cult hero. This part comedian,
Beethoven had his critics too, Keith. See if you can name 3 of them.
part monster.
the secret to winning a war is to love something your enemy doesn't like it. My enemy didn't even like being in jail. I loved it. My enemy didn't like being in Haste Division. I loved it. My enemy didn't like having to get up every Monday morning and watch for low-flying pocket knives and low-flying hammers and whether they're going to get attacked that day and who they'd have to attack that day to survive. I loved it, right?
Did you really love
it? Well,
it?
I loved the cut and thrust of all this sort of stuff going on in the jail.
But it's the cut and thrust he inflicted upon himself that he will be forever remembered. Famously cutting off his ears to get out of maximum security. How much did it hurt?
Oh, it hurt like hell. It really bloody hurt. You know, I've got a great tolerance to pain. I didn't yell out or anything, but it bloody well hurt. Oh. And Kevin Taylor's got the ear like that and he's gone. I said, what are you doing? He said, I'm trying to be gentle, mate. I said, you're an idiot. I said, you don't hack someone's ears off gently. I said, you hack through them, like that. And put some muscle into it, right? And he's going, straight through, right? And he's going, He says, you're not going to bash me later, are you? I said, no, come in and do the other one. I'm going to look at an idiot with one ear, aren't I?
But behind Chopper's madness and mirth was always the menace. Inside Pentridge Prison, he was judge, jury and executioner. And it was here Chopper Read says he committed his second murder in 1974. His victim was pedophile and child killer Reginald Isaacs.
Me and Mad Charlie walked into his cell. Charlie's belted into the ground, and I've jumped up on his bunk and jumped on his head, from his bunk onto his head, from his bunk onto his head, from his bunk onto his head, right? And then I've gone from the bunk, I slipped down off the head and hit the chest. From the bunk on into the chest, bang, bang. And he wasn't dead, you know, but he was sort of, yeah. And so I've taken his shoelaces off him, tied his hands behind his back, and then I've taken the sheets off him, wrapped the sheets around his neck, lifted him up with Mad Charlie, got the sheets around his neck, and I've tied the sheet up over the top railing of the obso gate, pushed him down, and I've gone out of the cell, and I've closed the cell door. There was no one that saw us. We were pretty quick in here. And anyway, at 7 o'clock that morning, they've opened his cell door and found out that he committed suicide.
The official verdict was suicide, but Chopper claims he got away with murder within these four walls of D Division at Pentridge.
No one ever questioned me for murder over it. No one ever thought it was murder. They ever thought it was suicide.
And you almost sound proud of your work on that one.
Oh, well, anyone that had killed a child in such a manner didn't deserve to live.
But why was it up to you to...
Well, it must have been up to me because everyone in the remand yard shook hands with each other and said the first person that sees this bloke was obliged to kill him. And well, I happened to be the first person to see him, so it was up to me to kill him.
St Kilda, 1987, and in a rare stint out of jail, Chopper commits his third murder, shooting Siam Ozakam, also known as Sammy the Turk, outside Bojangles nightclub. Why did you come out with Sam the Turk?
Oh, because he told me he was going to sell me a handgun out here.
The seedy nightclub has long since gone. It's now a health spa. And Chopper says for the first time he is telling the truth of what happened here.
I said, well, where is it, mate? And he said, they'll be here in a minute, they'll be here in a minute. I said, who's they? He said, they'll be here in a minute. And I turned around and saw nothing behind me. And so I thought, they'll be here in a minute, you treacherous bastard, you know? And I said, you brought me out here to kill me, didn't you? And so I shot him. As you do. I shot him. And down he went, and that was it.
Wait. Chopper, you got gun? Got gun, huh?
Until now, Chopper has always claimed the shooting was in self-defence, that Sammy the Turk was armed and part of a drug-dealing gang that wanted to get rid of Chopper, the standover man.
I was taking their money. I was driving the western suburbs crazy, you know? I was standing over bloody virtually half of them and taking their money. They didn't like it, you know?
But on the night he shot him, Sammy the Turk didn't pull a gun on Chopper. He was unarmed.
When I killed Sammy the Turk, that wasn't self-defence. That was outright murder. Sorry, it shouldn't be swearing, but that was outright murder. I told the armoury squad that night that it was self-defence. I said he grabbed the gun out of the front of me pants and I grabbed the shotgun out and click, click, click here and I've gone bang through the head. And I thought to myself, if anyone believes this story, they got rocks in their head.
But the jury did believe Chopper and he was acquitted.
Everyone swallowed it. I couldn't understand. And next thing you know, the jury come back and said, not guilty. I didn't go, cheer, cheer. I just dumbfounded as the jury walked out. I'm still looking. Did they say not guilty? I couldn't believe it. Not guilty for that. Oh, God almighty. Thank God you can't be tried twice.
What you've just heard is Chopper Read admitting to his third murder, a confession he's never made before and one he's certainly never been convicted of. But the killing didn't end there, and that brings us to the cold case of Sydney Michael Collins, who's been officially missing since 2002. Here's a bikie boss who had his first run-in with Chopper 10 years earlier, when Chopper shot and wounded him. Still to come.
What more do you need? Bang, get a bit of that into you.
Killing in cold blood. Why did you murder him?
Because he was an absolute turd.
Chopper's last astonishing deathbed confession.
Bang.
What does it feel like to kill someone? The final chapter, next on 60 Minutes. Welcome back. For most, Chopper Read was the funny man on the show circuit with a distant, violent past. It was years since he'd been on the inside. Part of his appeal was that this one-time standover man seemed no longer a threat. But the truth is, Chopper remained deadly dangerous. The showman was still a hitman. And tonight, with his trademark confronting words and manner, he confesses to a fourth gruesome murder, his most cold-blooded.
Please give it up for Mark Brandon Chopper Read.
For the past 20 years, Chopper Read has been making a living playing Chopper, enthralling audiences with a mix of dark deeds and black humour.
Sort of like a thin line, then a sort of spot, thin line, spot. That's the way you know you're following the trail of someone's had their leg blown off.
But as funny as he makes it out to be, as a standover man, kidnapper and hired gun, he was feared as one of Australia's most dangerous men, no matter how he fobs it off now.
Of course we were kidnapping them and taking their bloody money and all the rest of it, but basically that was it. We just kidnap them, and take them, bash them and smash them and bash them and smash them, and give them a good eye and then let them go.
This violence that you have in you, the rage that you have in you...
It's not a rage, it's not a rage.
Did you learn it, or were you born with it, do you reckon?
I don't know. I don't know.
What does your family think of your line of work?
My father was... he was tickled pink. He'd roll around the floor laughing. And my mother was horrified into absolute denial. She just used to say that she was no relative of mine.
She thought you were mad, didn't she?
Yeah, she always believed me to be insane, you know. Yeah.
I'm a very, very good shot. Would you like me to show you how good a shot I am?
Yeah.
All right, well, I'll get my young assistant, Trent, grab that bottle, get over there.
Mad, bad, definitely a loose cannon.
Yep, I'm a crack shot.
When he filmed this extraordinary scene back in 1992, Chopper was only months away from going back to prison. This time for shooting bikie boss Sid Collins.
Because he was the national president of Outlaw Motorcycle Club, I was supposed to donate $8,000 to his bloody wedding. So all the people that were coming to the wedding, the main people, had to bring $8 grand. I'm not giving him $8 grand for his bloody wedding. I don't even know how to ride a motorbike. You know, what will these bloody bikies want me to invite me to their bloody weddings for? And you've got to bring bloody large amounts of money. Stick it up your bum.
And is that why you shot him?
Yes. What more do you need? Bang, get a bit of that into you.
And then you had him driven to hospital.
Well, I said, you want one in the brain? No. And I said, will you go under the lemon tree or out into the hospital? Where do you tell on people? No. You don't tell on people? You stick solid? Yes. You won't go give me up? No. All right, good. So we can take you to hospital and you remain silent? Yes. Word on that? Yes. I believe you. Rightio, take him to hospital.
But Sid Collins broke this baffling criminal code by going to police. Chopper spent the next 6 years here at Risdon Prison.
You can't go dobbing people in. You can't go giving people up just for a minor shooting. Shot him in the guts and took him to hospital. It was a petty offence.
After his release from prison in 1998, Chopper said he was never going back. His years of crime were over. But what nobody knew was he would never forget being crossed by Sid Collins. And so then, 10 years later...
Yeah, about 10 years later, yeah.
You track him down in Casino.
No. We're in Casino, New South Wales, doing a talk night. Me and Jacko doing a talk night. Who do you think comes up to me after the talk night and wants me to sign a piece of memorabilia? Hello? Hello, Chopper. You sign this? I can't believe it. What are you doing here? Oh, bygones are bygones? Do you sign this? No. I'm not signing anything with you. I'm not signing anything. I can't even, don't even believe it, you know? And I'll see you backstage. Come and talk to us backstage. He was there. I couldn't believe it. Mad. Idiot. Completely insane. Off his head on cocaine.
Right. And so what happened then?
Oh, I can tell you what happened then. But we took him, I've got him in I hopped into his car, going back to his place, bang, bang, bang. And I shot him the last time with his gun. I killed him this time with his gun. That's how stupid he is. I shot him the first time with his gun. I shot him the second time with his gun. How stupid is this person? He is an idiot, complete idiot.
And this time, were you shooting to kill him?
Oh, yeah, this time I was shooting to kill him. Last time he just got it in the guts and a trip to hospital. Very Christian last time. Not this time. Bang.
Why did you murder him?
Because he was an absolute turd.
So we literally kicked his arse in. Anyway, it's a comedy evening and I thought that was a funny story.
So years after convincing his legion of fans he'd swapped crime for storytelling, Chopper brutally settles a score with an old enemy. What did you do with the body?
We stuck him in a hole and filled the hole in, as one does.
Whereabouts was that?
Casino, New South Wales.
Can you be more specific?
Casino, New South Wales. I'm not going to go and dig it up for you. I couldn't dig it up for you myself. I would forget. It was bloody somewhere near a bloody football oval. Somewhere near a football oval. Yeah, about 50 feet away from a football oval on the other side of a big mound of bloody dirt. That's all I remember.
Do you reflect on that at all? I mean, you know, his son told police he was missing, reported him missing. There's a family there looking for a dad who's no longer around. Any remorse, any sort of reflection on that?
No, none at all. None at all. None at all. Absolutely none at all. No. None at all.
What does it feel like to kill someone?
Didn't feel anything at all. Nothing. Nothing.
An adrenaline rush?
No, didn't feel a thing. No. I didn't get no adrenaline rush, nothing.
Fear?
No, nothing. No sense of fear. No sense of foreboding or anything like that, nothing. No.
Sense of power?
No sense of power, nothing like that at all. No.
So
sense of looking over your shoulder, did anyone see it? That's about it. What do you expect me to say?
Mark Brandon Chopper Reid wasn't afraid of killing, and even in his final weeks, he wasn't afraid of dying. He died as he lived, with no remorse, few regrets, and certainly no guilt over the 4 murders he's now admitted to. He leaves behind a wife, Margaret, and 2 sons, Charlie and Roy.
I never ever worried about death. Never ever entered my mind death. That's what's kept me alive, I suppose. They say you sleep and you sleep and you sleep, and then you fall into a coma, and then you sometime during the coma you die. So it sounds pretty painless, you know. So I hope that's how I go. It's better than dying with a bullet in the back of the brain or a bullet in the front of the brain.
I guess you've dodged a few of those.
Yeah, I've dodged a few of those, and I literally have too. I've heard the bullets rustling through the air, going past my ears.
It's good to be able to hear the sound. If you don't, you're dead.
Even though I've got no ears, I can still hear the sound of a bullet.
What do you think your judgment day will bring? Do you think there's a big penitentiary up in the sky, big pentridge in the sky?
Well, if there was a big pentridge in the sky, I suppose there'd be a place there for me. I wonder who'd be in it. Place would be empty, wouldn't it? Because it'd be in heaven. I'd be the only person up there. I would. I'm the only person I could think of going to heaven.
Really?
Yeah. From my world.
We have contacted Victorian Police and offered any material that might help them to close the cold cases of Desmond Costello and Sid Collins.